And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God made a farmer.
Howdy folks, Darren back with you here at Cross Timbers Farm. Welcome to 8th Day Chronicles. Glad to have you with us today. Cold January day. We're right at the end of January, and for the last 4 or 5 days at night we've had temperatures in the single digits. We had snow, quite a bit of snow last weekend. Not a lot, but 6 inches or so. Sunday and Monday after the weekend, the sun came out. It was still pretty cold temperatures. It got up to about 34, 35 degrees and breezy. But it warmed up enough to melt most of the snow, but the ground is still frozen pretty hard. However, today we're almost to 40 degrees. The next few days, the weatherman is saying we're going to get weather into the high 50s and low 60, like 61, 62 degrees, I think, for toward the end of the week. Right now, our ground is hard as a rock, where it's been single digits at night for 3-4 nights in a row. We still have a little bit of patchy snow laying around, only in shady spots, but today it's very cloudy. Rain's moving in. They're saying rain tonight, late this evening, tonight, and for the next several days, on and off showers. The ground is frozen right now. It's starting to thaw on the topsoil. What better time to do our frost seeding? The good Lord has smiled on us with this weather pattern right now and the ground freezing and thawing for us to get our frost seeding done. We're getting ready to start in a few moments. I hope we beat this rain. It's supposedly coming in. We have a mix of seed that we're using this year. It is a mixture of orchard, Timothy, and red clover. We had a feed and seed store that we really like, and we do business with them, and they ordered this seed, and we're getting ready to start putting it on our reclaimed hayfield, our test plot extension, and our main hayfields. We're going to reseed some of our main hayfields. They need some more orchard and Timothy. They have a lot of fescue in our main hayfields. Our reclaimed field is full of Kentucky bluegrass. We have some Kentucky bluegrass in our main hayfields. We're going to try to overpower some of that Kentucky bluegrass with more orchard and Timothy and red clover. We have a lot of fescue in our main hayfields. I like some fescue. I'd like to put more orchard and Timothy there. So, if you are watching the weather and trying to pencil in on your calendar when to frost seed, watching the weather closely for that freezing, thawing effect of your topsoil, we got it right now. Now's the time for us to start getting this seed spread. Come along with us. Seed in. You can see that. All right, first time we spread seed with this spreader. And I learned how to set the setting for dispersal rate and the speed of the ATV with the lime. And the same will go for fertilizer. I was using pelletized lime. I'm going to have to adjust this setting just a little bit for seed. A lot smaller material coming out. For our rate of application, I'm going to have to lower it just a little bit. So it'll take a few minutes to get this adjusted right, but now we're heading to the test plot extension to start frost seeding. Test plot's done. This spreader makes quick work of seeding. Went well. Took me a little bit longer to adjust this thing, throwing seed, than it did fertilizer, just because of the fine nature of the seed. It's starting to drizzle rain. We're in a hurry. We're going to go ahead and start on the main hayfield. Get this spread. Hopefully I can get done before the rain runs me out. That went good. Starting to rain just a little. It's still just a drizzle, a light sprinkle, but it's picking up. We're done with the test plot extension. I went through the test plot in a few places that were thin. We had just a handful of little places that were kind of a little thinner than others. Went through there, got the test plot extension done pretty well. Got our main hayfield seeded. This moisture started sticking my seed to the hopper. May have to take a broom and knock some of this down. Only thing we lack is the reclaimed hayfield. And I am hoping that I can get this in before that rain just starts pouring. Because right now, the soil ground conditions are prime. This needs out bad. So we're gonna keep going, even with the rain starting. Okay, we made it to the reclaimed hayfield. Gonna start frost seeding this. The ground back here, just like in our test plot extension and our main hayfields, this ground is prime for frost seeding. Frost seeding is super weather dependent. More so than anything I've done as far as the soil goes that I've done personally. You've got to time frost seeding just right. If you'll time it when you have an extended period of very cold temperatures in the teens, single digits, and you watch the weather and it's been that way for several days or weeks, and all of a sudden here comes a warm front through your area and it's going to get up into the 50s and the 60s and then cool back down again after that warm front blows through. That ground, that topsoil is going to freeze really hard, and when it thaws, the moisture that was in that soil is going to form ice crystals, and it's going to push that soil, and I'm exaggerating, it's a lot smaller than that, but it's going to push that soil to an extent, and when it warms up, that soil's kind of going to come back down. That's when you start seeing mud and things around your barn. That's when you need to frost seed. Then a couple days later, it gets cold again and those ice crystals form again and push that soil back. The soil, and I'm exaggerating, it's not that big of a movement, but the soil's doing like this. Man, it'll suck that seed in and works wonders. So let's get at it. reclaimed hayfield is done. It's frost seeded. Let's take a look at some of the seed. Okay, right here, there's some leaves laying around. You can see that seed around the leaves. That spreader does a really good job. You can see it in some of the clippings on the ground. Here's a hole we filled in, and look at it on that bare dirt. You can see that a lot better than you can the grass, but it's done a good job. So our fingers are crossed that this spring we're going to see new orchard and timothy and red clover in this reclaimed hayfield. I believe it's going to work. Timing is everything with frost seeding, and I think we've nailed our timing. It's starting to rain a little harder. Good time to be done. Frost seeding is done for this year. We're laying a foundation for a successful, with our fingers crossed, 2024 hay season. Again, we could not have asked for better conditions for frost seeding. The last 2 weeks and now and the next 2 week forecast, it was, you couldn't have put in a better order for frost seeding. Now it's up to the good Lord. This seed, we got our fingers crossed. I walked the fields and looked after I stopped each one. The test plot, the main hayfield, the test plot extension, and our reclaimed hayfield. All 4 of them. I walked the field after I finished seeding them, overseeding it, and just to look at the dispersion and rate of the seed. Very, very happy. In the test plot, I got off and looked to make sure that I wasn't just wasting seed, that it was spreading at a proper amount, at the speed I was going. After that, then went to these other hay fields and then spread it there, and then when I was done, got off and walked and looked, and I am very pleased. It done real well. Now's the time to be doing some things. A lot of folks would rather wait till spring or fall to seed. And I understand that to a point, but if you're wanting to do frost seeding, now's the time. This time in my area, we have to wait till we get these hard freezes for days, and then the ground starts to thaw. It starts getting kind of mushy, muddy type, and then in a week from now, it's going to freeze hard again for a while, and then thaw again. And man, I'm telling you, it was a recipe for success. And we got our fingers crossed that 2024 is going to be a good hay season. We have got to up our production, and we're striving to do that. We are evaluating our hay fields, our needs, and we're taking every step that we can to keep our quality very high, but to produce more as well. So we did a live stream a couple nights ago on a Sunday evening, and we're planning on doing some more of those. I really enjoyed that. Our crowd was small, but you know, people has plans and do. So if you would like to join us for a live stream occasionally, just watch for our post. We'll post that several days in advance. We'll usually try to do them on a Sunday evening about 6 p.m. I find that that's probably one of the better days to do it. shout out to a couple of folks that joined us for the live stream. That we had a really good conversation about balers and gathering wheels and hay rakes, and it was just a very, very pleasurable hour we spent chatting on the live stream. Shout out to Chigger Hill Adventures. Tom and Miss Sally, thanks for joining us. Shout out to Jimmy and his family. Thank you so much. Y'all are precious, and really, really enjoy chatting with everyone. So thanks for being with us today here on the farm on a pretty nippy, chilly, late January. We're almost into February, and our hay season started January. January. A lot of people, when I say that, look at me and go, you're nuts. You can't cut hay in January. Or no, but you're starting to lay that foundation for your hay season, for cutting and baling and all that stuff. You're working on your hay now for high quality hay production. We start in January. Our hay season does not go from late May to September. Soon we've got to service our tractor for the coming season, oil changes and all that stuff. I'm just waiting for some good warm days to be able to do this outside, so I'll bring you along for that. I've done picked up filters and air filters and all that good stuff for the tractor. So thanks for being with us today here on the farm. We really appreciate it. If you hadn't, we'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe to our channel. Come along with us and join our YouTube family. God bless you and your family, and I pray that y'all have a fantastic day.